Good evening, Ramaji.
Hello,
Thank
good
you for
evening.
joining in this conversation. So this is a series of IPAC 2024 artist conversation that we would like to present. Just giving some insights to the participants and the audience on what to expect for this year's edition of IPAC. So before I begin, I think I would like to say that we are really honored that you have accepted our invitation to come to Singapore. Thank you so
Yes,
much. I know that this is not your first trip to Singapore, so maybe you can just share a few words of what's your impression of Singapore and its cultural scene that you have witnessed.
so I always look forward to being invited to Singapore. Uncle and Auntie Bhaskar Pillai and Shanta Bhaskar, who ran Nrityalaya. So when they were alive, they used to call me many times. Of course, this was before the pandemic, and it would coincidentally it would always be at this time of the year in September, just before Navaratri, and around the time that the Singapore Grand Prix used to happen. So from Nrityalaya, we used to hear the sound of the unbearable sound of the car racing. And they used to do cloud seeding and stop the rain for 3 days. And after that, there will be torrential rain and Orchard Road will be flooded. So this happened every year it happened. But I love visiting Singapore. I mean, it's so organized, so clean, and somehow we feel the standard of living is so much better than in many other places. I heard that for people who live there, because they find there's a fine for so many small things. They say Singapore is a fine city. For a visitor, it's always thrilling. And my first love in life is food. So we have so many options of different kinds of food from different parts of the world. So it's very nice. I absolutely love being. So when you invited me, I was like, oh, Singapore is calling me again after a long time.
Thank you so much. What was your experience interacting with music students when you have come earlier trips?
Music students, it's a little similar. There is good and bad everywhere. So just like any other place, Singapore also there was good and bad. I won't say bad, good and less good, more good and less good. So, but I haven't spent enough time on a long-term basis to try and develop a disciple or something like that.
Okay.
So, and last time there was a Sri Priya teacher who runs her own school also. So my last visit was at that time. That was in April 2023, where we had 2 days class, and the first day was April 27th, which happened to be my Manasika Guru Varadadasa Sri M.D. Ramanathan's death anniversary.
Yeah.
So I actually taught them very rare composition by M.D. Ramanathan. Also, so it felt something kind of auspicious to remember him and introduce him and his works to around 60, 70 students in Singapore, many of whom had never heard of him.
Yeah,
So it
the,
was
the
like
world
going,
is uh, the world is very small and connected because our founder Sri S. Sathilingam is a disciple of M.D. Ramanathan. So
oh,
and he used to sing a lot of the compositions he learned in Kalakshetra when there was in Kalakshetra. And
yes,
the M.D. Ramanathan I have known is only through him because I have not had the opportunity to listen a live concert. But through our founder, we heard a lot about Ramanathan, Mysore Vasudevacharya, and Nagavaradacharya, the three gurus that he had.
exactly. I mean, those days, I think, though Kalakshetra Rukmini Devi, she started, her focus was dance, every area was strong. The
Yes.
musicians were also there. Bodalur Krishnamurthy Shastri, Vasudevacharya, M.D.
Yes.
Ramanathan, the Tiger, then Pudukot Krishnamurthy. They were all amazing musicians. So I think then
So,
there's a nice balance. Dance, music, everything is thriving.
so actually, we are very lucky and fortunate that lineage is also coming to this Singapore land through the various works of people like yourself. So, I think now let's talk about IPAC, this year's Indian Performing Arts Convention, and we'll talk about the master classes that you are going to do. Yeah.
You have been doing this for many years now, IPAC.
So this is our 13th year of
Oh,
IPAC. Through the pandemic also, Ramaji, we continued without stopping. We did the hybrid version.
oh,
luckily, the September and June months that we were doing during the pandemic, the Singapore government allowed people to congregate but with social distancing. So the
Oh,
gurus came via Zoom, but the physical students were able to come
oh,
and learn physically, especially dance, when you have to dance. So at least the faculty could see them on with cameras, and they were on a real studio dancing. So we were quite fortunate that we didn't have a break. So through the pandemic, we actually have been going through both in Singapore and Australia.
oh, it's
So
very.
maybe you can share with us. We are going to have the music masterclass on the Saturday, the 14th of September, and I'm very intrigued because when I asked you who should be attending, and you told me very very beautifully that anybody from 2 years to 98 years can attend. So
Yeah.
I've been telling that to everybody. This is all are welcome. So maybe you can just share and how you actually typically would be conducting the master class, and what should the participants expect? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are now, I never taught online till 2020 or 21 after the lockdown started. So there are many people who have attended my classes online. They know what to expect already. But I find that if we classify, you should know at least 10 Varnams, or you should be able to sing Ragadana Pallavi or Naraval and Swaram. Then that uh, some people they feel they can sing Ragatana Pale, but actually they won't be very good at all. While some people who are very good, but they feel, oh, I'm too basic, I don't know. So generally, I find the level of competence and confidence is inversely proportional. So people who are very bad, they feel I'm singing very nicely, and they go on singing again and again. And people who really sing very well, they hesitate and they feel, oh, I don't want to waste anybody's time. So I don't have any restriction except that they should sit and listen and not disturb others. That's all. So sometimes a small kid will come, and just as an accompaniment, as a chaperone, their grandfather or grandmother might just come, or as a driver, and that person might sometimes benefit more. Just the teaching process. So for me, more than just I teach something and somebody has to sing it correctly, more than that, I want people to relish the ruchi, the flavor, the joy of these compositions and of music, and realize more about the Gracie. Now, I said last time I came to Singapore, it happened to be M.D. Ramanathan's death anniversary. So, apart from just teaching a song, I spoke about him also a little bit. So, somebody who has little bit of interest, they will definitely go home and Google and search out more information, more music, more compositions of the man. So, like that, it's never just a composition. I give some background about the composer and make it very humane, and that connection with the soul and spirit and vision of the great masters. It's like putting flowers at the feet of these people who have left us with such amazing compositions. At this time specifically, I was very, very happy, as you know, when we were discussing we should have some theme, and we were discussing various options, and then both of us together agreed on only Kerala composers. And after fixing that, very recently only I discovered that September 15th is Onam, which is the biggest festival in Kerala. But we had decided we'll do Kerala composers long before I knew that September 15th is Onam.
We
So that
will
is just
speak about the concert in a couple of minutes. Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah,
So
it's a beautiful coincidence. No, it's the universe
yeah,
making this
exactly.
happen.
Yeah,
Because
exactly. So,
so coming back to the master class,
yeah.
in your experience, because I know that you not only teach in India but you also travel around the world. I have seen lovely videos that you have been teaching in the Dubai and many other places. What do you think in today's generation of youngsters? What do you think that their major challenge actually in learning Carnatic music, because the way that it is being taught has changed, right? It has. I mean, when I used to learn, and now what people are learning, the mode of teaching, the expectation, everything has changed. Of course, there is more music to now listen. We didn't have YouTube at that time. We have to go to live concert to listen. But so, what do you think the major challenge you see faced, and
May,
maybe that could something that we could address in the class? Yeah.
yeah, it's very simple. Major challenges during your generation are when I was a teenager, we had very few distractions. So I would go to college or school, I'll come back home, I'll read books, listen to music, and that's it. Maybe I watch a film once a month. I didn't even have television at that time. TV had not come to Kerala till 1982 for the Asian Games. That is the first time we got television. So now the biggest challenge is they have so many distractions. I mean, they have internet, they have cable TV, they have mobile phone, they have Netflix, they have Amazon Prime. So many things which suddenly WhatsApp, it all eats up into their time, and we still have only 24 hours a day. So in my case, I was though they did not have YouTube, we did not have this amazing profusion of recordings of the great masters, which is there now on YouTube, available free of cost. We did not have that, but whatever we could get, there only one old mama who had this big collection of 300 concerts, and you have to go and beg and grovel and pay money and be nice to him, and sometimes listen to them talk in a very boring and tedious manner for 3 hours just to get one cassette. And cassette also, I lived in Trivandrum and the weather was very humid and hot. So if a cassette is, unless it is kept in an air-conditioned room, it will get fungus and get spoiled. Then of course I didn't have air conditioning. So if you make a copy, each copy, the quality will keep going down for an audio tape. So all these challenges were there, but still, whatever was available, we realized the value, we cherished it. I hear that TV Sankaranaran is giving a concert in Cochin with MS Gopalakrishnan and Karaikudu Mani. Okay, I take a train from Trivandrum, 5.5 hours travel to Cochin to hear a 2.5 hour concert, and at night, midnight, another 5.5 hours night train back to Trivandrum. So I'll be traveling 11 hours and waiting for 5 hours just to attend a live concert of 2.5 hours. But now TV Sankaran, MS Gopalakrishnan or Karaikudu Mani are no longer alive. And even if we are prepared to pay lakhs and lakhs, we can never hear that live concert again. So I feel very happy during my time that I realized the value of what was there when it was still there and made the most, even traveling month after month after month to Madras to meet Balamurali Krishna and spend time with him and learn from him maximum, rather than just kind of float along in life. And after Balamurali sir passes away, oh, he passed away. I wish I had done more, learned more from him. But then there's no, afterwards only people realize. So I find that many youngsters I teach are so brilliant. If my guru had to tell me 5 times for me to understand a phrase, within 2 times, if I say they understand, they get it immediately. So the uptake is very sharp and quick and smart. But since our Shastri Sangeetam, whether it's Hindustani or Carnatic, it has a very large importance to Manodharma. To improvise, we need Kelvi Jnanam or listening knowledge. So that you can't learn from a teacher. Each student has to sit alone and listen to good music by the great masters, even by people who are no longer alive, and giving full attention. Suppose I'm playing music and here I'm sitting with a phone and looking like that, then that's not enough. So you should, suppose I listen to Madurai Mani Iyer singing Kamboji. In one recording, he's singing Kamboji with T. N. Krishnan Bhai. In another recording, he's singing Kamboji with Lalgudi Jayaraman Bhai. He's singing exactly the same phrase, and the violinist is repeating exactly the same phrase. But when T. N. Krishnan plays, when Lalgudi plays, there is a difference, though they are playing exactly the same. So what is it? According to our taste, some people might like T. N. Krishnan more, some people might like Lalgudi more. And some singers sing a phrase and the violin plays exactly the same thing. We feel singing was so amazing, the violin did same thing, but we don't feel anything. And in some other case, the singer sings something and the violin plays exactly the same place and we, oh wow, that violin was even more beautiful than the singing. So what makes us make that sound? Aha, well, something like. So that is the intonation and the modulation, the expression they give. So that we have to listen with a certain amount of awareness and focus. So not just you play music means it's not listening. Music will be playing, that's it. Our mind will be somewhere else. So I find
I think the art of having the anubhava of the rasa, right? Enjoying the anubhava. So Ramaji, I want to ask you, what do you think the takeaway will be for the participants going to come for your masterclass? Is it going to be just one single session? You're not going to be teaching over a few period of days. Hopefully, in the coming years, we can have longer masterclasses. But what would you say to the keen participant? What can they expect to take home after being in your session?
They can definitely get some song. It will not be Vatapi or Devadeva Kalyami or Kshira Sagara Sena, which they can get from anywhere. So it will be some special song which they may not get from any other source or many other sources. One, two, I will hopefully make, suppose they feel, oh, Carnatic music is old-fashioned or tedious or boring or scary or alien or inaccessible. All those things should be washed away, and I want them to feel that, oh, okay, it can be sweet, it can be enjoyable, it can be fun. I can do it also. It is not something so far away that I can't access it. So all those things should be washed away. And like if you are inviting a child to a party tomorrow evening, we are going to have a party and there'll be chocolate cake and ice cream. Yes, so that feeling should come next time they get to know that I am going to teach. So it should be something they look forward to, not like a punishment or something. And whichever composer I choose, since of course the next day concert is with only Kerala composers, I'll probably teach some song which I'll sing the next day. Then if there's a nice big group and they sing nicely, I can even, and they attend my concert, I can even ask them to sit in the audience and sing along. That'll be so beautiful. Maybe in Esplanade it has never happened before. I don't know.
No, I
It'll
don't
be
think so. It happened. It has not happened, but the venue that you'll be performing is very conducive for it because it's a recital studio. Yeah. So,
that's
Ramaji, let's talk about now the IPAC concert that you'll be presenting at the Esplanade. So, Esplanade, we actually have a series of concerts during IPAC so that the participants see the faculty walk the talk that they were doing in the classroom, right? So they get to see. And also it opens up for another group of people who are Rasikas, who may be inhibited to come for the master classes because they may not have the basic knowledge of, but they like to enjoy. So IPAC, we try to keep it something for everybody. So there's something for the student, something for the aspiring artist, something for the Rasika, something for the scholar who wants to know more. So I think I'm very happy that we agreed on a nice theme because it has got everything. There'll be something for who's learning music, something who would like to know a little more scholarly academic information. I think Kerala Composers has never been done, and as you rightly said it, what a better way to spend Onam and celebrating the musicians of Kerala. So maybe you can share with us what to expect in the concert and what are you thinking to share with the audience who's going to come.
Yeah, that is again, even not for this concert, for all my concerts, if you listen to 100 Carnatic concerts by 100 different people, we find that maximum number of compositions are usually by Saint Tyagaraja first. Tyagaraja, then Dikshitar. Shyama Shastri is part of the Trinity, but we don't hear his songs much at all in normal concert. Then Patnam Subramanian, then Swatirana. So they all lived at the same time. Tyagaraja, Dikshitar, Shyama Shastri, Swatirana. Then afterwards Patnam Subramanian. So I find that 250-year ago period seems to take up all the time. So, but there was music before them also. We had Bhadrasal Ramadas, Annamacharya, Purandradasa, so many people before them, and there is music. There was music after them. There is music even now. So in all my concerts, I normally fix a menu by which there will be compositions which are 600 years old, 500 years old, 200 years old, 100 years old from 20th century, and by living composers. So this is the usual format. But in 15th, September 15th concert, since we are having only Kerala composers, I don't have a big stock of ancient compositions from Kerala, same time as Purandradasa or Annamacharya. 600 years ago, I don't have. But Maharaja Swatirunal, of course, is the biggest name from Kerala. So definitely there will be Maharaja Swatirunal's composition. Other than that, I'm concentrating more on composers who came after him, including M.D. Ramanathan, then Professor Dr. T.V. Gopalakrishnan, TVG sir, who's still alive with us. And in fact, I came to Madras to hear him play Mridangam for a concert 2 days ago. At age 93, he's giving vocal concerts and Mridangam concerts even now. So, TVG sir's composition will be there. Then we had a great composer in Thiruvananthapuram, where I am from, called Neelakanta Shivan. And Neelakanta Shivan was the mentor and guru of Papadasan Shivan. So Papadasan Shivan lived in Thiruvananthapuram until Neelakanta Shivan passed away. So after Neelakanta Shivan passed away, only Papadasan Shivan went to Chennai. Then he composed for films, and of course, the compositional merit is also very high. So he became a much bigger superstar than Neelakanta Shivan. But Neelakanta Shivan has also, apart from the one or two popular songs like Navasiddhi Patalam, or Ananda Nadamaduvar Thillai. These are the two songs which everybody knows.
Yeah.
In fact, Ananda Nadamaduvar Thillai was tuned by my Veena Guru K.S. Narayanaswamy sir when he worked with Tiger Varadacharya and Sabesha Iyer in Annamalai University.
Okay.
So that many people don't know that he casually he mentioned once, like, oh, it's such a popular song. I didn't know you had tuned it. Like so, but there are other compositions by Neela Sivan also and Ananda Nadamaduvar or Namaste. So definitely one. But though he lived in Thiruvananthapuram, he composed maximum in Tamil. So Tamil speakers can expect a Tamil song for sure, though it's from a Kerala composer. In fact, we have many Kerala composers, M.D. Ramanathan, T.V. Gopalakrishnan, even Maharaja Swatirana. They all composed very minimally in Malayalam. Mostly they Sanskrit, Telugu, Tamil maximum. One or two Malayalam that might be there. Then there is a great composer called T.G. Gopalakrishnan. His name, his music name, like M.D. Ramanathan is Varada Dasa. His name is Lalita Dasa. So this Lalita Dasa was a good friend of Chembai Vaidyanatha Bhagavatar. And Chembai Vaidyanatha Bhagavatar used to set to tune Lalita Dasa's songs. Pavana Guru Pavana Puratishama. That is a very
Wow.
that is by Lalita Dasa. But again, that is the only song which is very, very popular. But there are other songs also. So I hope to bring out maybe one or two of Lalita Dasa's very, very, very beautiful composition set to tune by Chembai in 1920s, 30s. Then we realized Chembai, what a brain he had. Though he's a Carnatic musician, he's tuned in Desh and Ragas, like very, very beautiful. So it will be one or two popular songs and some less popular songs, and I like that. And Swatirnal Maharaja, he is composed in Telugu, he is composed in Kannada, he is composed in Hindi. So I hope to sing maybe a Malayalam song, maybe a Hindi bhajan by Swatirnal. So that though it is Kerala composers, it won't be only Malayalam or something. And some, like you said, whatever you said is exactly what I am also thinking. There should be the great Hindustani musician, Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan. His signature was Sab Rang, meaning all colors. So in Hindi, sab means all and rang means colors. So for me, my entire approach to food, to life, to music, to relationships, everything is sab-rang. If a beautiful color, but only one color or one flavor means it will get boring after some time. So there should be something for everybody.
So I think we have titled your concert at Sangeeta Ratnas of Kerala. But now when I'm listening to you having Onam, so Onam, we all know that we eat Sadhya meal with so many variety of tastes. So it is Sangeeta Sadhya going to happen to us in the evening after the Bhojana Sadhya in the afternoon. So I think it's a very rare opportunity for us to actually have somebody from the royal lineage like yourself. And you are not just a royal lineage, you are a lineage of artists. Where I know you are a descendant of Raja Ravi Varma, whose paintings we celebrated a couple of days ago through our dance, but also Swati Tirunal, right? So I mean, it is really a bargain for us to have. So what is your personal experience of Swati Tirunal music when you listen to it and when you know it's your ancestors' music? I mean, it's not everybody can claim that, right? We can only have Guru Shishya Parambara, but this is a different Parambara that's coming through. So, what is your, what's the feeling when you sing Swati Tirunal?
I feel one thing. I feel very sad that he lived 250 years ago. I wish he was closer to my time and I could have met him or interacted with him. That is, of course, very sad. But it's such a big privilege. In fact, right now, one gentleman I know from Kerala called Ajit Nambudri, he discovered a book of Maharaja Swatirnal's compositions, more than 100 songs with notation in Malayalam, which was printed in 1900. So many Swatirnal songs which are popular now, they were organized, set to tune, sometimes retuned also by Harikesanallur Bhutaya Bhagavatar first and later by Shamangura Srinivasaya and then Musiri Subramanian. Many people have done. But this is before all these people came. So what we can imagine must be kind of closest to the original tunes, how they were sung. So this gentleman discovered a copy of this 1900 year book and he's reprinting that. So he asked me for some sponsorship. It was in Malayalam. So I said, I will sponsor it only if you reprint it in Malayalam and English so that it should go out of Kerala and others can also benefit that. So that I am very excited and I live mostly in Bangalore. So many times when I walk in Bangalore airport terminal, I'll hear they play Carnatic music. So somebody will be playing Gopala Kapahimam Anisham on the violin. And I think, oh my God, just international airport, people are walking and there's this music going on. It's my ancestor who composed that mentally, I feel. So it's a big privilege, but a big responsibility also. I mean, like there are so many singers whose children sing, and unless they sing as well as the parent or better than the parent, they bring the parents a bad name. Oh, this person used to sing so nicely. Look at the children, how badly they're performing. So that's a big, there are many musicians
Responsibility.
who big responsibility. So I
So,
should always,
just a question. I mean, we know about the vast compositions of Swadhitirnar, and each is a unique. Each is a diamond, and they're so beautiful, as you rightly said, in many languages and in many ragas. And same raga, each composition is so different. How he handles the day. Just a historical question. Was he a singer too? Did he sing? Did you
uh,
did you learn anything? He sang. He sang too.
I I feel he was a singer and a veena player also. So there are veena and there's an instrument called swarabat. The instrument exists, but nobody knows now how to play it. In fact, there are Radha Ravi Varma paintings also of a lady sitting with the swarabat. You might
Okay.
have seen that also. The top is like the big part of the veena, like that. That
Right.
has leather,
Right.
and it's a little long thing with a short stem. So he played veena, swarabat, and he sang. That is what I am led to understand. But how he sang that we don't know. And one about the lyrics, I find one. See, Tyagaraja was obsessed with Rama. Shyama Shastri was obsessed with
Much.
Kamakshi. So like that, Maharaja was obsessed with Sri Padmanabha. So even if it's but he did not restrict himself to only Padmanabha. He made songs on Rama, Krishna, Narasimha, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, and lots of songs on Paramashiva also. One on Ganesha, one on Subramania. So if it's Ganesha, he'll say Padmanabha's sister's son. Something, but it will always be Padmanabha. But one beautiful thing I find is that in fact, when I teach foreign students, I mean Indians living abroad, and I explain the meaning of the compositions, some of my students also they have the same experience. When we explain the meaning, an American bright young kid will ask when we explain the meaning of another person's composition, they'll say, "Why is he always complaining?" They ask because he'll be saying, "Oh God, I prayed to you and I did this, I did everything possible, but you are not looking at me. But you are so nice to that guy and that guy. Only me, you are not." So that kind of whining and complaining doesn't come at all in a single Swatirnal song. He
Oh,
doesn't say, so enna madri oru chinnavan, one Mahapapi like me, one useless fellow like me. He
oh,
never speaks, berates himself.
very
So
nice.
it's a very positive. He surrenders himself. You take my life itself as Nivedyam. So his surrender is there, obsession is there, love is there, but this kind of denigrating myself just to make you look good, that is never there. So that I find very refreshing. So because otherwise we'll also become, if we just sing that and we feel the emotion, we feel we are crying half the time. So
Yeah.
that
So I think now listening to you, we are going to have a real treat listening to some rare compositions and some known compositions. And as you said, we are going to hear you perform Kerala composers, but across multiple languages. So there is
exactly.
something for everybody to appreciate. But end of the day, music transcends language. So, we don't have to worry about what language the songs are going to come. And I think thank you for the time today for coming on this conversation. I think it give you a good insight to the people who are coming, and all those who have joined us on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining today evening to listen to our music faculty and an artist who's going to be with us in Singapore in probably in 10 days time. He's going to be here in Singapore. And for those who want to register for the master classes, you can see the links on the FB page. And for those of you who want to come to the concert, you can also see the link, or you can go to esplanade.com and get your tickets under IPAC. And we really, really look forward if you want to take this opportunity, because Prince Rama Varman brings his forte, he brings his artistry, brings his experience to the table, but with him he carries 250-year-old experiences of all other composers that are going to be coming through him. So it is it is what we call is a river. It's a river of flowing that art, Indian art is all about. An artist like him represents not just himself, but also the lineage they come from, and all the composers. And we didn't talk about his guru, but Balamurali Krishna is such a great legend that some of us were alive to see him perform. I think Singapore had the bhagyam of hosting him many times, has come and sung many times in Singapore. And so it is going to be a real treat. So once again, thank you. Thank you so much for your time, G. And I really look forward to welcoming you in Singapore and being in your class and also in your concert, Sangeeta Ratna at Esplanade. So once again, the master class is on Saturday, 14th September, and the concert will be on 15th September, Sunday, at 7:30 p.m. at the Esplanade Recital Studio. So I welcome all of you all to IPAC. Thank you so much, Ji. Thank you,
Thank you.
and good evening.
Thank you.